I have this very long article, very old and long article from a Muslim site about Linda Sarsour. And so recently I spoke on the channel of, what's her name? Her real name's Naomi, crazy her. And she asked me about Linda Sarsour, and in the conversation, I mentioned this article, and I thought, you know, it's been sitting in my pile of juicy stuff to someday possibly make a video on. I'm gonna go for it. So I actually started reading it, and I wasn't even done, and I paused to go run to the other room, and I realized I was already at an hour. So I'm not going to do the whole article. I'm just going to go back through it and skim through for the juicy parts and kind of highlight them, and then I will link it in the description. I believe I saved... I'll archive it if I didn't already. I think I already did. And I saved a copy, so if anything happens to the archive, I can try to find a way to get the copy up in case anybody wants it. So, it's from May 10th of 2016. Also, I want to say that, in case anybody doesn't know, Sarsour means cockroach, which... most people who are activists, you know, active watchers of right-wing YouTube videos, even centrist YouTube videos, people pretty much know that. But, you know, if you're new to this, Sarsour means cockroach, and we all get a big kick out of that.
Sarsour, by the way, what does it mean in Arabic?
Cockroach.
Cockroach, okay? I like you had to think for a second. Cockroach, okay.
So anyway, this thing is from May 10th of 2016, and it's called Fake Activists Exposed the Real Linda Sarsour, and it's written by other Muslims. That's what makes it, like, really juicy. So they say in the intro that they had a relationship with her, and they were trying to give her advice and stuff, and she stuck her nose up at them, basically. So, moving on. She was working a family member, I guess. It sounds like an extended family member got her a gig at the Arab American Association. And in an almost Clinton-esque story, she's in the car with this person, the other person's driving, and they end up in a car accident. And somehow she ends up the president of that organization. Like, I don't know, that smells like Hillary Clinton to me. But, anyway, and she's, of course, moved on and now is too good for the Arab American Association, basically. So... and they talk about how she was always jumping at chances to get around politicians and, you know, anybody that made her, you know, look good. And that she originally had said Israel has a right to exist, which infuriated these people, which of course she now does not say. But it is kind of interesting because it does show that she is trying to please people who will promote her persona and not standing for what she stands for. And she had been planning on, they say in this that she's planning on running for city council. Like I said, the article is from May of 2016. That I'm almost positive she didn't run. I think she got bigger than that. I mean, I don't live near what would be her district, so she wouldn't have been on my ballot. I do live in New York City, but I don't live near her. And it gets really juicy when they talk about how she's actually racist against black people. So at some point she had called blacks thugs, and they call her out in this article as basically a hypocrite. Because, of course, now she's supposedly advocating for... well, she is advocating for blacks when she previously had called them thugs. They call her out on how chummy she is with Bill de Blasio, and they call Bill de Blasio out on how he played both sides. When they pulled her aside at one point, she basically said, oh yeah, well, I'm going to get the Muslim holidays off for the school district, and I want to get the counterterrorism dismantled. So she got both of these things during de Blasio's first term. And of course, idiot New Yorkers, not me, I didn't vote for him, but our idiot New Yorkers reelected Bill de Blasio. So who knows what she will do with her buddy in the next 4 years, unfortunately. I actually don't have a problem with the Muslim holidays, but I do have a problem with the counterterrorism program being dismantled. I mean, you shouldn't get to bomb buildings and, you shouldn't get to do acts of terrorism because you call yourself a religion. I mean, it's supposed to be a religion of peace, but, I mean, terrorism is not peace. So, they're saying, I don't know what they said but you get people, unfortunately, you get these idiot Brooklyn Republicans who even defend this crap, saying, like, oh, it's a violation of their rights or whatever. You know what? The government spies on all of us, so I don't want to hear, their rights. None of us have our rights. And how many of these people are even not legally here? Yeah, exactly. She sold herself to the public as the Brooklyn homegirl in a hijab. And they make fun of her and say that she was almost like an Arab parody of Rosie Perez. Like an exaggerated and pretentious accent. I can see that. And she had a hoax that even they call her out on. Some bum, she called the cops on him and like said that he was bothering her because she was Muslim or something. I don't know. It's in the article if you want to read it. And they talk about, they get back to her and the whole black thing. They say black lives, and then they cross it out and they say votes matter. So it's kind of funny that they're our opposition, but they are calling out that movement for what it really is and what we always know that it really is. That it's the Democratic Party trying to get votes from black people. And by the way, black people, if you're watching this, we treat black conservatives like you're just one of us. The alt-right are separate from conservatives. If you've heard about them, they say they're on the right, but we don't consider them part of the conservative movement. You can come and be a part of the conservative movement. We have black conservatives. We don't, occasionally we talk about, this is a black conservative, but for the most part, it's not a thing. Like, on the left, if somebody's white, it's like they're the white ally.
Out there, everybody who was white that was involved in the Black Lives Matter movement was not considered to be a fellow protester. They were referred to, and I quote, as a white ally. And they would tell people there, whenever you leave, like if it's to go to the bathroom or anything, I never slept out there or did any of that. So I didn't really deal with it. I never went with one of their white allies. But that you were told that if you ever have to leave the mansion property and to ever leave that area, and you were a person of color, to bring one of your white allies with you to make sure that you are safe from police, because their privilege will protect you from being assaulted. I left the mansion without help. I left the mansion without one of them. I never got assaulted. I never got wrongfully arrested like they said I would.
We don't do that to black people on the right. We don't do that to Hispanic people on the right. We don't do that to Asians on the right. Sure, you're a black conservative, but it's not like a big thing. It's just, okay, you're a black conservative, okay, you're it's unusual, but, like, we don't treat our black conservatives like they're anything. And one of the things that I watch a lot of black conservative YouTubers because I feel like they have more backbone sometimes. I mean, maybe that stems from black culture where a backbone and speaking your mind isn't frowned upon in the way that it is for white people in white culture. So there's that. And I think other people also agree. There's he's no longer a YouTuber because they took him off YouTube, but he's still doing videos. There's a guy called Doctor of Common Sense, and he got up to, at his height, 300,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And then he had a backup channel. So they got rid of his regular channel. And then on his backup channel, he went from like 50,000 up to like 80,000 or something. And then they figured out that he had yet another channel. So they got rid of that one too. He had a Christian channel. I don't know if he still does. But now he's doing a thing where people pay like a monthly fee to watch his videos on his own website. So, but he was very popular. And anyway, this is a black conservative, and he was part of the reason why he was so popular was because he had that spunky, I am going to tell you what I think and whatever. And, well, of course, that's what ticked YouTube off. And that's actually something about black people that make them special in a way, because the white culture hinders us, and people really like, it's refreshing, you know? It's refreshing to hear people be honest and not like pretentious and put up all these walls and barriers. And I mean, even I find myself kind of softening my personality sometimes because I don't feel like I could get away with having that kind of spunkiness, although I did as a child. So maybe that's another reason why I like conservatives. So that was part 1, and I'm going to go ahead and you can listen to part 2. Thanks for stopping by my channel.